First, I'd like to thank all of our distinguished guests up here. I'd like to thank Dr. Plano for that wonderful introduction. And I'd like to thank President Rockmore for being constant support to Phi Theta Kappa and the rest of the community here at Irvine Valley College. Now, I hope you'll forgive me. I'm going to break up the formality and seriousness of the event for 1 second. I'm just going to go ahead and just get rid of this. Okay. And I apologize if I offended anybody by doing that, but I don't like to give written speeches, and you don't like to hear written speeches too much, I would assume. So right now, I'd like to congratulate all of my fellow graduates. You made it. You're here. Good job. And I'd like for each of you to think back to your first day here at IVC. Were you nervous? Were you excited, happy, angry, tired? Think back to the first class you took and how you felt. I remember my first class. It was an introduction to Chinese class. And it was with Professor Jinfang Satao. I got to class about 45 minutes to an hour early, and I sat there reading through pretty much the entire textbook, trying to memorize every single word and prepare myself for the class. The professor walked in, looked at me, surprised to see a student already there, and said, "Ni hao." And then I realized how nervous I was, and I could not say a word back to her. And I just sat there staring at my book and pretended I didn't know what she was saying. Now, look at yourselves. Look at how much you've overcome to be here today. Look at every obstacle you've surpassed. Look at all the classes that you've passed with flying colors just to be sitting here today. It's a lot of stuff. Maybe you got a wonderful grade in your first essay in a humanities class or a writing class, and you're really proud of yourself. So for the next essay, you waited until the last minute to start it, and then you rushed to piece it together just little bit by little bit and scrambling to get together a coherent essay by the deadline. And maybe as you were finishing up your writing to honors final 25-page paper on China's consumerist culture, your computer experienced a complete hard drive failure and you lost everything. That's not a projection of myself, just, maybe that happened to you. And maybe there are a few things that aren't as easy to look back on and laugh at. Maybe you experienced the loss of a loved one, made it hard to complete your studies here, made it hard to go through the semester. All this has happened to me this semester, and we've all had our own obstacles to overcome, and that's why we're all here. And so I'd like to share a little bit of myself with every one of you. See, it's both fitting and ironic that I'm acting as your student commencement speaker this afternoon, because about 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with both Asperger's syndrome, a form of high-functioning autism, and Crohn's disease, which is a form of inflammatory bowel disease. Both at the same time. It was wonderful. And so when I was younger, I could not talk to anybody. I was extremely stressed and anxious in any sort of social environment, and that anxiety would cause me to feel a great deal of physical distress due to the Crohn's disease. And I wasn't able to look my own family members in the eye. I couldn't give my grandparents a hug, and I wasn't able to say hello to my own father. I had to literally whisper everything I wanted to say to my mother, and she acted as a sort of megaphone to say what I wanted to say, relay my messages. And it was hard growing up, and it's only really been in these past 2 years that I've started to be able to even have a one-on-one conversation with anybody, which is hard to believe seeing me stand up here addressing you all now. But I guarantee you it's true. Think back, it was ironic that I attended a language class as my first class when I did not know how to talk to anybody. I was surrounded by people who were also developing their own way to communicate in a brand new language. And it was really a great environment for me to start learning how to communicate in an environment without my mother, without my family members, without people there to support me. Before I attended IVC, I attended a small K through 12 school for students with learning disabilities known as Mardan, actually just right down the street there. I attended it from 7th grade until graduation, and I was forced into social situations. This was how I first started to be able to learn basic human communication skills and feel comfortable leaving the house in the morning. This was really the first step to be able to be where I am today. And other classes, other professors have really helped me come out of my shell and learn how to talk. For example, Professor Grossman in his Honors Speech 1 class, where I was forced again to talk to people. And I developed a love for giving speeches in that class. And other groups at IVC have greatly helped me develop my own way of communicating and develop my own voice. And one of those groups is a group that I'm slightly familiar with, known as Phi Theta Kappa. I was introduced to this group of super nerds by a friend of mine, and I was immediately welcomed in. They were the friendliest people I've ever met in my entire life. They just allowed me into the group, listened to what I had to say, didn't judge me. I could talk without having any sort of fear of being rejected or anything at all. I felt completely comfortable in this group of people who shared my interests in academics, in just really everything. And it was thanks to the members of this organization and to our wonderful advisors, Professor Jody Titus and Professor Kurt Meyer, who begged me not to mention him today. But I don't have filters and I don't listen to people, so. And really, I'm not unique in that I developed a voice, that I learned how to talk at IVC, that I gained my own voice here. Every person here has developed their own unique voice. And what's a voice? It's not what I'm using right now to verbally communicate. A voice is what we use to represent ourselves in society. It's our skills and knowledge that we possess. It's our ideas, our beliefs, opinions, and just really everything about ourselves and how we appear to others in the world. So we have all developed our own voices here, no matter who you are, no matter if you're the high school graduate who may have been disappointed at first that you had to attend a community college rather than going to the university of your choice. You've developed your own voice here, you've gained knowledge, and you've saved a lot of money by coming here. Maybe you are the non-traditional student who came back here wanting more from life, wanting to earn a degree. You've developed your own voice, you've gained knowledge, and you've gained authority, you've gained a specialty that you're going to be growing in your next, wherever you're going next. Maybe you're a veteran coming back, trying to reintegrate into civilian society, and you're attempting to earn a degree, and you're going towards a specialty. You've developed your own voice. Or maybe you're the single parent who came to IVC to better your own life and the lives of your children, and you have developed your own voice as well. And so we've all developed our own voices, but not just by ourselves. We've had the support of the faculty here, our professors, who push us with essay after essay, test after test, and stacks of homework. The counselors here who provide us with a roadmap to success and teach us and listen to what we want to do with our lives and help us get there. And the supportive services here at IVC who help out students like me with learning disabilities and with financial needs, and they help them to attend IVC and to be successful here. And to our friends who stay up with us doing those all-nighters, which we could have avoided by just doing the paper when it was assigned to us, but you know, that's not how college students do it. And definitely not how honor students do it. We don't study at all. Our lives are extremely stressful. And to our families, as for myself, my mother and my father sitting right there, you can go look at them. Hello. Who fought tooth and nail with my old school district to just be able to provide an education for me, to be able to provide a normal life for me. And they gave up so much and they sacrificed so much just to give me this life. And to everyone else's family. Your family is the reason that you're here today. They are the most supportive group of individuals you will ever find in your life. And they're probably really proud of you right now. And most importantly, yourselves. You are the reason that you're here today. You could have very easily given up when you got that first bad grade on an essay, or when you realized that you forgot an entire assignment. You could have just given up, dropped out, and just given up your goal of earning a degree. But you're all here today, and so you should all congratulate yourselves. And so I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for your accomplishments, for everything that you've done here. You know, maybe ripping up my essay wasn't the best thing to do because I forgot my outro, but just really, wherever you go, take that voice with you. Bring that voice with you, whether you're entering the job market or whether you're transferring to a large university. Bring that voice with you and make yourself heard. Use that voice for the rest of your life and continue to build on it and really make yourself heard and be successful in whatever you choose to do. And so, thank you, and once again, congratulations.